Stephen A. Smith, dude. We're gonna get into Stephen A. Smith today. Now, Stephen A. Smith. If you don't know who Stephen A. Smith is, he is a sports analyst. He's been a sports analyst since the '90s. He his career took off when he did interviews with Allen Iverson and everything. But he's been a sports analyst for about 20, 30 years. And recently, him and LeBron had some words. LeBron approached him at a game and basically was like, "Hey, look, you disrespecting my son. I don't like that. I'm gonna need you to relax." You know, and I mean, I'm obviously speaking. I'm paraphrasing. Because I don't know really what was said, but obviously the video was recorded and posted, and obviously people want to talk about it regardless. This was about 7 months ago, I believe. 7, 8 months, probably longer than that. But yeah, it was months ago. Uh, and Stephen A. Smith addressed it, saying, he came to me like a father, and he had some, we had some words, and it was what it was, and Stephen A. Stephen A. could have just been like, well, we spoke, and LeBron addressed his issues. I apologize. It was that. He could have left it at that, and that would have been fine. Would have been fine. He goes onto the Pivot, which is a podcast by Channing and Ryan, former NFL Hall of Famers. Um, so they ask him about the situation, and he's basically saying that you know LeBron isn't his goat. Obviously, Jordan's his goat. Yada yada yada. I'm gonna make a separate video about that too, because I'm a LeBron fan, but I'm gonna be completely unbiased when I make that video. But but basically, he's saying like LeBron came to me because I'm I'm black, basically. Like have you like he basically was saying like I never seen LeBron go at the white reporters like he went at me. And when I seen that, I was like, he actually has came at white reporters, but he came at you that way because you made it personal. Now, what I'm saying is, when LeBron's son came into the league, everyone was upset. Mind you, LeBron James Jr. was the second round, 55th pick. Why is there a major uproar for the last pick in the second round? Why? I was just like, oh, okay, congratulations. Like, some people were saying, oh, there was hundreds of other people that should have gotten picked. Why didn't they get picked before him then? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm confused. Like, this is a second round pick. The last pick at that. Like, who cares? Like, why is there such a major uproar because of a second round 55th pick? Why? But then I'm like, well, it's LeBron's son. That's why. Because if it was anybody else, everybody would be like, oh, okay, nothing. They're covering it because it's LeBron's son. It's going to be, majorly viewed. Now, obviously, their first game, LeBron and Bronny, they stepped on the court. It was a major uproar. It was a big moment and everything. So Stephen A. is basically, they covered it, and Stephen A. was, all just blowing it out of proportion, making it more than what it is, putting his hand on his face, saying, "Oh man, we need to stop this. LeBron, as a father, you need to stop. You need to say something, do something." And I'm just like, bro, why are you doing all of this? Just cover the game. Why are you going? Why are you like begging and pleading? Like, as a father, you need to say something. You need to do something. Like, bro, all of that is unnecessary. And as a father, I'm pretty sure anybody would have stepped up and be like, "Hey, look, when you cover, just make it basketball. You coming at me as a father. You coming at my you like. I feel like basically it felt like Stephen A. was attacking Bronny. Obviously, he's gonna say, "Well, I wasn't doing that. I'm doing my job." Well, make it your job then. Cover the game. Stop making it about, "Oh, you're this, you're that. You need to do something. You need to say something." Bro, like what? Like, stop. And then the fact that you know people are saying, "Oh, he's only in the NBA because of his dad." Like, okay, so it's plenty of people that came into the NBA because of their dad. I can name hella juniors right now that are in the league that ain't doing shit, and they're in the league because of their dad, nigga. It's plenty of basketball players who are a junior and they're only in the league because of who their father was. There's a lot of them. He's not the only one, and he won't be the last. We all know this. Like, come on now. All of a sudden, because it's LeBron, it's a major uproar. All of a sudden, like, oh man, what is like? Like, no, stop, bro, stop, stop. And you making it seem as if LeBron was just so hateful and just vengeful, and he just came at you because, like, oh, he ain't coming at these white boys like that. He coming at me like this. Like, why? I ain't ever seen you do this to the white reporters, and I'm like, he has. But he's kept it basketball too with them because they kept it basketball. They never said, "Oh, LeBron, your son this and your son that, and you need to." No, they didn't do what you did, Stephen A. They didn't do what you did, bro. What you did, you could have kept the basketball and you didn't. You took it as if LeBron is basically forcing his son into the NBA. He ain't forcing this man to be in the NBA. Bronny wants to be in the NBA. LeBron didn't be like, "Hey, bro, you playing in the NBA?" He's like, "I don't want to play." "No, you gonna play. This is gonna make us money." Like, no, he didn't push. He didn't push that man onto the court. Bronny could have been anything else he wanted to be. He could have been. He could have been on Twitch streaming. He could have been on YouTube streaming, and still would have been fine. But he wanted to play in the NBA. He wanted to follow in his dad's footsteps, just like plenty of other, juniors that are playing football and basketball and baseball and all these other sports. They just want to follow in their dad's footsteps. Is he going to be just as great? Absolutely not. We all know that. How many juniors in the league were just like their father? None of them. None of them. But they're in the NBA and they're playing good. I didn't expect Bronny James to be good at all. I was just like, yo, hey, look, this is just a chance for LeBron and his son to be on the court together. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. You know, if if anyone has a chance to put their kids in a better position, they're gonna take it. If they have the chance to put them to where they can succeed, they're gonna do it. Anybody, if you're a president, a CEO, or you have like a high position to put your kids in a position to get to where you are, you're gonna do that. Whether it's working in business, NBA, whatever. If you have a chance to put someone where they need to be and make money, and you don't have to worry about it, anybody would have took that chance. It's plenty of people that are high ranking CEOs in a company like, hey, this is my son. He's working here now. And now I ain't gotta worry about you. Do your thing, handle your business. But since it's LeBron, it's an issue, right? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I don't get it. Stephen A is a great analyst. He's, man, please, like, I've seen First Take hella times back when him and Skip was on the show and everything. It was great. It was great, and it was times where obviously I don't agree with what he's saying here and there, but it's been times where I'm like, yo, I agree with what he's saying. But and then on top of that, he breaks, like, on the pivot, he breaks down like why LeBron isn't the GOAT. And I'm like, bro, we didn't ask about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all we asking about is why he approached you the way he did. You could have kept it respectful and be like, hey, look, I crossed the line with him and I shouldn't have done that. And I apologize for that. If you're going at somebody and you're saying, oh, this is my job, but you're making it personal, obviously they're gonna approach you a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, you were saying, oh, well, LeBron isn't ready for the NBA. Give him some, he started off 0 for 5, and, like, I just don't think he's ready for the NBA. You know, they should keep him in the G League, let him develop, let him come back after a year or two. If you would have said that and LeBron approached you, then you could say, "Oh, it was blown out of proportion," but you didn't do that. You came at you came at LeBron as a father. You came at him as a player. LeBron said himself. LeBron was on Pat McAfee's podcast, and he was basically saying okay, if you're gonna go and critique a player, that's part of the game. I've been critiqued my entire career. You know what I'm saying? So if you do it to my son, I don't care. You keep it basketball. I ain't got nothing to say. But when I feel like when I feel like you're making it personal, and I feel like you're attacking the player and you're attacking me, now I gotta say something. You know, Stephen A makes it seem as if LeBron went on a podcast and was saying all this crazy stuff. He didn't. He came to you as a man. He didn't. He didn't tweet anything. He didn't make a video about anything. He he saw you at the game. He approached you and he had some words. That's what a man is supposed to do. He kept it off the camera. He kept it off everything, and he approached you. You could have just made it seem like, hey, look, we had a conversation. I'm not gonna talk about it on television, and I'm gonna leave it at that. That's all he had to say. No, he goes in depth. He gets clicks. He gets views because now it's like, oh, I know he can wait for this video to get out. Now I can say something. Now I can. Now people are gonna want me on this interview, that interview, and we're gonna talk about LeBron for the next 2, 3 years until he retires. So basically, what LeBron did for you is he gave you more of a platform to talk more now because at first take wasn't doing that many good numbers. You had Shannon Sharp on there, it was cool. Shannon Sharp left. Now it's like, damn, what do I got? Oh, this video came out. Now I got something to talk about. Now I can keep going. I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep doing this, keep doing that. You have a reason to talk now because people are gonna keep asking you, what did LeBron say to you? Why did he do this? Why did he do that? Come on. And now the NBA season is upon us again. And now LeBron's going to give you more to talk about. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Stephen A., like, you need to quit this, bro. And the thing is, and you know, it's funny, he's saying LeBron never came at these white reporters or anything like that. You never came at no white players like that either. The way most of these white players play, you ain't got nothing bad to say about none of these white basketball players, now do you? But if it's a black basketball player, you like, oh well, they're this, they're that, and yeah, they're terrible. They're never gonna be Michael Jordan and this and like, bro, stop, bro. The only black player you hold up on this high pedestal is Michael Jordan. Anybody else, you just like, who cares? If it's a white player, it's like, oh well, they're great, they're this, they're that, and then they could be garbage. Terrible. Fucking terrible. And you'll hold them up and you'll be like, oh, well, they're good. They're great. You know, let's say, for instance, let's say Luka Doncic has a son, and Luka's son is in NBA. You gonna hold him to the same pedestal as LeBron? Probably not. Probably not. But, I mean, let's just keep it 100, bro. You did all of this for no reason. You could have kept it basketball. You could have kept it where it is, kept it simple, and just been like, hey, look, this is the conversation we had. I ain't going to put it on TV. I'm going to leave it be. And it is what it is. You know, I respect LeBron. I respect Bronny. And leave it at that. You can't say all these things and then in the same fashion say, oh, I wish them the best. I wish them well in all their basketball and all this and that. Like, no, bro, you can't do that. You can't do that at all. I just feel as though LeBron only gets attacked because of what he does in the NBA. But I'm gonna get on a video and a topic about LeBron versus Jordan. Now, granted, I was born in '92, so like I was able to see a few games of Michael Jordan, you know, towards the end of his career. And I didn't really start paying attention to basketball until like Shaq and Kobe, you know, because Shaq was my favorite player. So I'm gonna make a separate video on LeBron versus MJ, you know, and I'm gonna give y'all my little breakdown and everything because I've had this conversation with hella people who are LeBron and or Michael Jordan fans, but yeah. I appreciate y'all views and likes on my last video. Hopefully this one gets the same respect. All right, peace out.